Good evening, welcome to my channel. My name is David Okun. I'm talking about Jeff Bezos, who he owns Tesla. Jeff Bezos is the second richest man on Earth. He's the second richest person in the world, and he owns Tesla. Tesla is a company building electronic vehicles, and he also owns other things like SpaceX. He owns things like Twitter. He's very rich, and I'm talking about wealthy people. To compare wealthy people with the poor people of the world, the many, the difference between the many and the few. The many are actually the poor, and the few are actually the rich. Men and women like Tesla, Tesla's Bezos, very rich, and so there has been a progression from one project to another. In 2011, Tesla and Musk moved to Tesla Model S 2011. Originally Tesla Motors was incorporated in 2003 by Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning, who financed the company until the Series A round of funding. Both men played active roles in the company's early development prior to Musk's involvement. Musk led the Series Series A round of investment in February 2004. He invested 6.5 million US dollars and became the majority shareholder and joined Tesla's board of directors as chairman. Musk took an active role within the company and oversaw Roadster product design, but was not deeply involved in day-to-day business operations. Following a series of escalating conflicts in 2007, and the financial crisis of 2007 and 2008, Eberhard was ousted from the firm. Musk assumed leadership of the company as CEO and product architect in 2008. A 2009 lawsuit settlement with Eberhard designated Musk as a Tesla co-founder, along with Tarpenning and two others. As of 2019, Musk was the longest tenured CEO of any automotive manufacturer globally. In 2021, Musk nominally changed his title to Techno King, while retaining his position as CEO. So he went from strength to strength with Tesla. If you are aware of the electronic vehicle Tesla, and automatically the next name in your head is actually Elon Musk. Elon Musk is extremely interesting personality. He is admirable. One of the most powerful individuals in the world, the second richest in the world. It's worth hundreds of billions of US dollars. If you watch my other videos, I've actually been looking at some wealthy people, and also it's so interesting to see that ordinary people like Jeff Bezos, the third richest man on earth, and Elon Musk, also the second richest in the world, seeing men like that, and perhaps also billionaire women and multimillionaire women, men and women around the world, being able to create a lot of wealth under the system capitalism. And it goes to show that people now suffering the cost of living can actually do something similar learn a thing or two and hopefully get out of poverty in the first place, and in the second, perhaps also get on their way to becoming rich. Nothing in life is impossible, because this actually discussion arose from discussing the cost of living as a crisis now happening globally, which if you look at my other videos, I've been talking about the cost of living as a topic, and I've been privileged that a lot of people have been giving me positive feedback. We are 2 months old as a project, and we are slow as a channel, but we are actually making progress. And I'm so grateful for people who actually subscribe. If you like this kind of video, please subscribe to my channel and leave a comment if you think about one thing, one way or another. Let me know what you're thinking. And also you can share with your contacts so that the channel may grow. And let me know what you think about men like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, and what you think about all the other wealthy people, or what you think about the topic of the cost of living. I already said it somewhere else, that in one of my videos, that if there's a problem, and one of the best ways to solve such a problem is actually to learn about it, to learn about such a problem. And once, if you have your way, be an expert on the cost of living. If you work for a living, you most likely will be suffering the cost of living, because the cost of living is an income problem. And every problem in the world needs solving. I mean, if you're in trouble, one way or the other, find a way of solving your problem. And my deciding to produce these videos and also operating this channel is to actually help myself and help people who come across this video to start thinking about solving their personal problems and providing solutions to problem. Life is about solutions, and if you are actually determined, if you decide to do something about a situation, you will succeed. A lot of people out there, actually almost everybody who is watching this video, or who might not be watching this video, believe in something. They want something to do with their lives, and they have grown up or still young, thinking every day. Even young children, as young as 5, 6 year old, they aspire to achieving something. As young people, as children, even babies. You don't know what baby thinks, because we may not really communicate very well with babies. As humans, we are full of aspiration. We cannot just give up on our lives. I discussed about capitalism, and capitalism is an economic system, but more in practice actually a political more than economic, because you cannot really discuss economic without discussing politics. You have to discuss both. A lot of people might not be interested in politics. A lot of people may not be interested in economics, but it is a necessity. It's like food. Some people maybe eat the food. Luckily, food is slightly different because it tastes nice. If somebody cooks a nice food, you can enjoy it. But if they don't cook it properly, probably you won't enjoy it anyway. But one way or the other, people are driven to eat food. And sometimes knowledge is a necessity, almost just as food might be a necessity, maybe in different contexts. But now, if we see a situation of the cost of living, then we begin to focus on the issues, on the problem, and with a view to trying to solve it. And hard work is one of the answers. I said it in the other video that the cost of living is an income-related problem. It's a crisis relating to income. In the UK, for example, it relates to low pay when if you're working full time, um, and on minimum wage, or even when you're not on minimum wage. I mean, if you get paid 10 to 15 pounds an hour, that is low. And even if you're being paid 20 pounds an hour, that's low because the cost of living is everywhere. If you're driving a vehicle, there's the cost of living. Because motor vehicles is now becoming a necessity to many people. Driving a vehicle, if you have to drive a vehicle into work, if you need a vehicle, a car, or a van, or even a minibus to earn a livelihood, unless the government supports you, that becomes a taxation, a form of tax. A tax is something will take away your money. It reduces your income. That's what tax is. It affects your income. If you are actually paying tax, and I've already made a proposition in this video, in the other videos. If you have time, watch the other videos because they are related. If you only watch this video, I will still do my best to actually make a video like this as relevant as it is connected to the previous ones. But in practice, the more the merrier. If you watch more of my videos to connect it together, you might find the videos to be really useful. I say this with confidence because a lot of people who watch my video, they feel, because there are so many people in the world, there are actually billions, there are 8 billion people in the world. Potentially they could watch my video and 1,000,000 people watching my video is a lot of viewing, but we are not even anywhere near there. So many people are missing my video, but the few who have been viewing in terms of the population of the world, the people, mainly the people I know, a lot of them have given positive feedback. That one key feature of this video is that it's educational, which is really important to me, and it got all the other weaknesses associated with this video and with this process. If people can watch this video and learn something important from it, for me, that is really a step in the right direction. And going forward, I will be seeking to do improvement in different ways. And if you watch the previous video and compare it with this, a lot of people also say there's a lot of improvement in terms of equipment. We haven't got the equipment we need. We don't edit this video at all still. So and we don't really do anything with lighting. We don't do anything with the sound, even with the pictures, which is actually associated with lighting. So background, like you see there, all this is what you see is what you get. And also things to do with maybe background music to provide some kind of like comfort, or because this is a really strong topic. It's a very strong video. It involves a lot of it's very rigorous in terms of engagement. A certain type of people view it. Actually, statistically, I don't know, only about less than 30% of women or female are actually viewing watching my videos. The rest, between the gender, the gender analytics is showing that less than 30% actually female are actually viewing watching my video. So that means my video doesn't interest women that much. So if a lady is watching this video, please give me feedback and let me know the kind of topic which might interest you, because I want gender equality to be reflected um, on this topic, and also very young people actually between 18 and 24 are viewing it less. But recently it has been going up a bit. The viewing equation for 18, between 18 and 24, and between 25 and 34 are actually the second highest. So that age bracket between 25, between 24 and 35 are actually, being, they're watching my video, but from 55 to 60, 54 to 65 actually are the highest category of viewers in terms of age demographic. And the analytics are there, but it goes to show how people really prefer one thing or another. And the people who actually view my video actually are very committed to it. They take a long time, on average of about 2 hours viewing, watching my video. So that is a good statistics. It means we can improve on that and try to accommodate all the section of the community, of the demographic. Also by area, so there are certain people who don't really watch my videos. Certain countries, I think, because they don't speak English, that would be obvious. And there are certain countries watching this video. They don't really take long, like Russia, Ukraine. I've been talking a lot about Ukraine and Russia, so I thought the Russians actually are the second largest numbers of viewers in the world are Russians after the United Kingdom, where I live in the UK. The UK actually is number one viewers as a country. Russia is number two, but America being number three, I think the US is number three. The US, in terms of number of viewing hours, actually, they take more than even Russian. They are number two after the UK. They spend a lot of time on my video, which is quite interesting. These statistics are maybe there, but studying it actually encourages me that there are people in the world who really value this channel. We are 2 months old, and the reason, like I said, looking at Elon Musk now, I want to sample one or two, because I said a lot of things about wealth and poverty in the attempt to illustrate the cost of living, and I've been repeating so many points in every video, and I'm aware of that. Sometimes I'm not aware of repeating myself, but there are certain key themes I intend for people to get across. I want people to understand how the system works. What really matters to me is the way we should solve social problems. And I've said in my other videos, I don't want to lose track of that concept. Something called cultural economy, which is respect for yourself and respect for other people, which I believe applies to whether you're poor or rich. Because in my opinion, we have made a lot of progress in terms of technology. We have seen Elon Musk, we have seen Jeff Bezos. We're going to see another multi-billionaire when we finish with Elon Musk, to try and actually paint a picture of the things I've been talking about: capitalism, globalization, and the changing nature of our society, from being more socialistic in terms of political system, and perhaps also economic system, is that the government intervenes more to help people who cannot help themselves. But now we have seen with the current trend in the global economic system, and also political attitude and policies, we have seen less and less intervention in favor of people who are actually the poor, who are many, And I've defined poverty in terms of if you work for a living, then you're poor. A lot of people may not accept that, but if you think about it carefully, and you work for a living, what if you fall sick? You can't work. You may lose your home. You may lose your livelihood. You may not access food. You may not access energy. You lose your car. If you're driving a car, maybe you're earning £50,000 per annum in the UK, maybe 100,000, maybe 200,000. If you lose a job, you lose all of that, and you fall into a crisis, into debt. And a lot of people, even if they're actually earning a lot of money, some people can be in debt to the tune of hundreds of thousands of pounds. Say, for example, you buy 2-3 property worth between these properties maybe millions of pounds. In the UK, buy about 3, you get a credit called mortgage. You get a mortgage, which is a form of credit. You get that, you're into debt by hundreds of thousands of pounds, and you only earn maybe 50,000. But the thing with mortgage, not to stray too much from the main topic this evening, the thing about mortgage is that the older you get, the less likely you're going to be given, because normally you have many years to pay it back. A lot of people overlook this. Some people, so many people get maybe furniture, maybe cars, maybe they even buy dresses or shoes on credit card or on some other form of credit. You don't realize they're in debt, sometimes tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of pounds on debt, buying your bed, household furniture in the living room, bedroom, kitchen, and the bathroom. You just use credit card. You borrow and borrow and borrow. It's a trap. It has been trapping so many people because people tend to think they are doing well in life, but they're in debt. And when it comes to paying it back, then they begin to feel the pinch. A lot of people actually neglect priority debts like rent. If you're paying rent, mortgage. If you're paying mortgage, energy, food, energy cost. If you have gas and electricity, and water is non-priority debt, because in the UK it's a non-priority debt because water cannot be disconnected from your home if you're in debt. They can take you to court to recover their money, but normally if you negotiate with your creditor, which is actually the water company, they can agree for a repayment package. But when it comes to energy, if you don't pay, they're going to disconnect your service. Right now, the energy company is actually forcing households to install something called smart meter. Smart meter gives total control to energy company to disconnect your supply at no extra cost. They don't need to send engineers anymore into your property. They just, at the touch of a button, they just disconnect it. So it actually cut costs for them when they're trying to disconnect your energy. So it's going to be even more immediate if you don't pay your debt, and if you don't pay your bills on energy, on gas and electricity, mainly what we use in the UK. And so people need to be aware of this thing. This is a priority debt. TV lances, it's a priority debt, because if you don't pay, you can go to prison. Council tax, it's a priority debt. You can go to prison. And many other things, actually. Like if you don't pay your income tax, for example, if you're self-employed, for example, for some reason you don't pay, maybe anything to do with HMRC, is most likely to be a priority debt because you may end up into prison. You can be arrested. So taxation system is very brutal to the population. Especially, I have said also in my video that the people who pay tax are actually the very poor. The wealthier you are, the less tax you pay. In practice, in theory, everybody pays tax, but imagine if you pay tax and you're Elon Musk, you don't even know you're paying tax because you're so rich. The richer you are, the more you don't feel you're paying tax. The poorer you are, which is actually the 90% who work for a living, the more likely you're going to feel the effect of that taxation. So in any material sense, you are the one paying tax because you feel the effect. Simple as that. I say the same thing about food. Food is a necessity. If you buy food, if you pay for food, that's a form of tax. The government will not say that, expert will not say that to you. Because the way they define taxation is actually, it's up to them how they, you are the one suffering. And if a vehicle is a necessity, anything which is a necessity is a tax if you have to pay for it. In principle, if the government was actually reasonable in supporting people, they would pay for a van. If you're self-employed, the government would pay for a van because it's a necessity. It's necessary for your work. You work for a living. If you don't work, if you lose your job, you're going to be destitute. So the government ideally should buy you a van, should buy you a brand new car if you're a taxi driver, or if you're a chauffeur, or if you are actually a mini bus driver, and you are actually a small and medium business. The government should have a financial package, a grant, to give it to you to buy those equipment. If you buy a uniform for work, anybody buying a uniform for work, if you have to pay a public transport to go to work, the government should have a grant specifically to support people who go to work. In other words, public transport for people who work for a living, 90% of the population should be free. If you pay for public transport, a bus, train, or anything else, if it is necessary for your work, for your livelihood, if it is a necessity, it is taxation. People need to really understand this because it helps you to assess your income and to assess your expenditure, to actually assess your status in terms of whether or not you're poor. And this is really important in dealing with the cost of living. And this topic, the stream of these conversations have been surrounding the cost of living as a crisis, because it's the current crisis. It replaced COVID-19. COVID-19 in Britain and around the globe also replaced Brexit. Brexit means Britain exited the European Union. So that was a crisis, a global crisis, because the thing is that something happening in Britain or in America, in Russia, in Ukraine, it affects the entire world because of the global system. I spoke about globalization, so do yourself a favor, if you have time, if you have the means, look for those videos. I've been trying to recognize them, look for them and view them. I have actually been talking about Elon Musk, and I'm going to stop this video here. I thank you for watching. Look out for a continuation of this video because they're all numbered differently. I number them in parts, different parts. So look out for them. Watch all of them if you have the time to connect different elements of this learning about multimillionaires, very important. If you're going to learn anything about a person, you're better off learning somebody who has achieved so much. Second, it's not easy to be the second richest person in the world. And that is what we call Elon Musk. Even if you don't like him, even if you despise him, don't show it to anyone, because you will be isolated. You are going to actually suffer. If you don't respect powerful people, even your family will refuse to talk to you, because, power is really attractive. It doesn't matter how you think Elon Musk is a bad person or a good person, especially if you think he's a very, very bad person. And most people, I mean, a lot of people think rich people are corrupt. And they are right, because they're only more corrupt than the rest of the world, because everybody is corrupt anyway. And power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And the likes of Elon Musk are very corrupt. Not because of them, but because of the way life is. But it's a default position, because they have a lot of power. So it comes with the territory. I mean, it is. I spoke about culture. It is our culture to be corrupt. So I say the main problem is education. The main problem solving approach is education, what I call cultural economy. Cultural economy, education, learning how to be respectful. And we're losing that as societies. As a society, wherever you are, respect is, people are becoming less and less respectful of themselves. And if you disrespect yourself, you abuse yourself. You begin abusing yourself. As soon as you start abusing yourself, you're going to be sad and a very miserable person and a very unhealthy person. And you begin to infect other people with your disrespect. You start disrespecting other people. You start creating trouble, antagonizing people around you. And people around you catch up the cold. They begin to catch the cold from you and get the infection of disrespect and the consequences of disrespect, which is, becoming more and more nasty, violent, and really more, irresponsible, and becoming really worse and worse as citizens of the world. And so the correction is, we need to start learning respect. All over again, is not taught in schools. So you have to really focus. You have to use your head. Your head is actually a school. You don't need to go to school. You only have to change the way you think. You reinvent yourself by changing the way you think. Think respect. We say you are what you think. And I talk about self-reliance because that is what capitalism is. It's about individual liberty. Individual liberty means you're independent of other people. You don't depend on other people. That is the principle. But in practice still, people with so much power like Elon Musk actually make us depend on them for money and for livelihoods. And that's the problem with rule. Because people like Elon Musk are rulers of the world. And that's what they want power for. Because they are so powerful, they use it for ruling over other people. You like it or not, what I'm saying is true. And it's a fact. And that's why I'm talking about it. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.